welcome to my kitchen. My name is Lisa Boson and I live in northern Colorado, and my videos are primarily about cooking with the wonderful fresh ingredients that we have available to us somewhere between northern Denver and Cheyenne, Wyoming. So today's feature is the fava bean, and I was so excited that Folks Farm here locally is growing these beautiful fava beans. So you might look at them at the farm stand and go, what do I do with this? And so I'm going to show you. These are wonderful European beans that well, they may not be European, but they're primarily utilized in cooking in Europe and in the Middle East. And fresh ones, the season of fava beans in Europe is just something to behold. So I'm just thrilled that we have them here in northern Colorado. And I want you to try them, because if you try them, then they will grow more, right? So let's get started on how to cook these, or how to prepare these wonderful fava beans. If you grew up in the South and you are familiar with doing black-eyed peas, you have no problems with the fava bean. So yeah, it's nice to get frozen vegetables, but also it's nice just to be able to start from absolute fresh, really feel the texture of these beautiful beans. They do have a tough exterior that you cannot eat, so that must be removed. And there's two parts. So a couple ways you can do it. Honestly, I just use a knife. You kind of top off the end and then open them up, and you have this absolutely gorgeous bean on the inside. So in some cultures they will just dry these and eat these plain. These might be a little bit big. So what I'm going to do is I am going to boil these just for a little bit to remove this outer hull, and I will show you what that looks like in a little bit. So yeah, so a nice afternoon little activity. It actually, once you get going, doesn't take that long. But you just pop that out. I use a paring knife just to make it easier. And then they just pop out and you get this nice, lovely pile of beans. I am so excited about this. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but to have fresh fava beans here is just remarkable. And I so appreciate Folks Farm for figuring out how to grow them here. And so we have to figure out what to use them. So I'm going to talk a little bit more while I do this. And so once they're cooked, so you can, once they're cooked, you can freeze them. They're just fine. What I do is I spread them out on a seal pat, pan or sheet on a cooked baking sheet. And I freeze them so they don't clump together and then they stay single. But for now, just kind of do this. This is a great activity if you don't mind, if your kids are old enough to use a paring knife, to use a little paring knife just to pull that out. You can use your fingers, but I just use a knife just to make it a little bit easier. So when you love something, when you find a vegetable that you love, you have no problems just taking pause and just opening. Oh, here's a brown one, a little bit different one. Just taking pause and experiencing a vegetable from the very beginning. I think it's just remarkable. It's great that we have ready to eat produce. Wonderful when we're busy. I certainly use them, but wow, when I can sit here in the summertime and go, just experiencing a little bit of farm nature, it's just wonderful. This one's being a little more difficult, can happen. All right, so I'm going to finish these up, and then I'm going to show you what the next step is. These are really a beautiful size. So when they're tiny like this, you can just eat them, cook them, boil them, eat them, and just like this. When they're a little bit bigger, we want to go inside and we want to, there's another bean, the actual fava bean is on the inside. This is what they call double peeled. So what we're doing right now is single peeling them. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take off this next layer. And you do that just by simply cooking them. And then I will show you how that layer pops off. So super excited. These are absolutely gorgeous. So bear with me just a little bit and we will come back. But again, you want to find the seam. I'm not a chef, so I am cutting towards me, but I have to be able to see what I'm doing. And then you just peel it down, and there you go. So it took me roughly 15 minutes, along with doing some other things in the kitchen, to peel these. Now I've been peeling them for years, so it didn't take me long to do it. So here we have our peas, and now what I'm going to do is rinse them. We're going to boil them just a little bit, and what will happen is the skin will pucker. So some of these we will just eat without double peeling, and others you may wish to try the double peeling method. So the question is, how long do you cook them? Well, I cook them until, this is not a chef word, but because I'm not a chef, this is a home chef, until they feel bouncy, like kind of puffy. It's a little hot, but I'm trying to get that little sucker. Don't burn yourself, but they just feel kind of puffy, and you know the skin is cooked. So I'm going to just rinse these, and I will bring them back to you. All right, so I know they're ready when I do that procedure, and they get wrinkly. So they'll feel kind of like a little balloon because the inside is cooked, and then they'll be a little wrinkly. So this is the next step. Now if you have ones in here that are cute and small, a lot of people, like this one is pretty tiny. You can just eat it like that. But the real treasure is inside this lovely fava bean right here. It is just gorgeous. It'll be just, but look how beautiful and green that is. So you can pop them out like that. That's cool. Put another bowl here. I'm flying fava beans here, trying to have enough room for you. In fact, I'm going to put these over here. Put that bowl here. So a couple things you can do. If they're cut, you can just pop them out. Sometimes I need a little assistance. But then you just kind of slit them a little bit and they'll come out. Now that wasn't exactly my best effort. But I go along the outside, just take a super sharp paring knife, just slit just a little bit. And with luck, there they are. Isn't that just a gorgeous color for a bean? It's just beautiful. So you might go, gosh, why do I want to go to all that trouble to double peel? And the biggest reason you want to do it is because, one, this is such a treasure to have them here. And I like having mini vacations. So after going to Europe and France, it's like, these are very popular in southern France and in Italy, to get a little bowl of these or to have it in some risotto. So it's like a little mini vacation. You cannot get these. They're very hard to find. There is a Mediterranean market here in Fort Collins. They have frozen ones, so I can have these in the wintertime. They have frozen peeled and double peeled and just single peeled, which is the single peeled is what we did before we boiled them. Then they have double peeled sometimes, and they're wonderful. But gosh, when do you get to experience a fava bean? That is just a gorgeous color, isn't it? So what do you do with a fava bean? Well, you can, because they're a little work, you can just eat them all at one time. That's cool. You can do that. You can do whatever you want. The other is, I just put like a 1/4 cup in a dish just to add some color, to add some protein. You could say we can do this and you can eat them all in one fell swoop. But I like to treasure them just a little bit. And that was a beautiful one. Yay, Lisa. And so it's really up to you what you want to do with them. But I like to put them in risotto, maybe with some mushrooms. There's someone who sells dried morels, chanterelles, anything from Hazeldale or Willow Creek. Mushroom is great. Yeah, so I rarely just put them on the plate by themselves because they're such a treasure. You work so hard, and they're such a lovely color. Very end, whatever you do, do it at the very end. They're already cooked. They're already ready to eat. They're soft. They're just a little firm. They've got a very, kind of like a soybean texture, but a very different taste than an edamame. I'm really trying to pop these out all in one. I'm just failing miserably on some of these, but it doesn't really matter because then you get twice as much. There's a beautiful one. So some people mash and put them on toast. In France, avocado toast would be called tartine. So you can do a fava bean with maybe some ricotta in it, or top it with radishes. We have a lot of microgreen places here. You could put microgreens on top. So yeah, it takes some time. Yeah, what doesn't? What doesn't take time that isn't in its natural state just beautiful? These are actually very easy to peel. I have done more difficult ones, and these are just lovely. So I hope you enjoyed this. Go buy some fava beans. They only have about 2 more weeks. And I'm helping them out because I think they're doing an amazing job of trying to figure out what will grow in our interesting climate here. I've collected a list of over 80 growers in the area. If you want that list, yeah, just send me a message on Instagram or YouTube or through my website. Lisa@lisaboson.com works. You can find me anywhere, send me a message, and and if you're local, I'll get this list to you because I just so appreciate what these farmers are doing, and we need to eat what they grow. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking 5 minutes of your time to learn how to peel a fava bean, and then once it's cooked, it's just very easy to either freeze or place into a rice dish, maybe with a stir fry with some mushrooms, something just incredibly yummy. So be sure and subscribe to my channel. You might enjoy this video here as well, so that you can see what else is happening in northern Colorado and the wonderful growers that we have at our disposal. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.